What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode 131 of the Chumpcast. I need a favor from you people. I need you to help me name my new puppy. Also, I guess we'll talk about some news and trailers and Alita Battle Angel. Stick around to the end as we announce our newest sponsorship. You can find us on all social media platforms at the Chumpcast. You can also call or text us at 847-920-6107. If you leave us good enough voicemail, you might hear yourself on a future episode. If you'd like to support the show, you can find our merch at thechumpcast.com. We always appreciate kind reviews, subscriptions, and ratings on Apple Podcasts. You can also shop on Amazon through our affiliate link at thechumpcast.com/Amazon. Check out patreon.com/thechumpcast for all sorts of bonus content and more goodies. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to stare longingly at pictures of my new puppy. I'm picturing the Wolverine scene from X-Men the Animated Series. A little coffee with the Chumpcast.
I'm like semi-hungover this week.
I could tell because you were like, no, let's do it half an hour later tomorrow. I'm like, all right, he's going to be 3 hours late because he's out drinking, being an idiot.
But you know when that half an hour makes up for the world. You just need that extra half hour of sleep when you're hungover sometimes.
You were just laying in bed scrolling through Instagram anyways.
Kind of.
How much time do you think in a 7-day, 1 week span, what percentage of that is spent in bed scrolling through your Instagram feed?
Brick, you probably do the same, right? You wake up, I scroll through it for about 15 minutes probably before I get up, right?
Yeah, no, mine's probably, well, I usually do it at work, so.
I mean, I do it too. Like, you roll over, you check your phone, but I'm envisioning you doing it for an hour before you get out of bed. Like, you set your alarm extra early so you can get that Instagram bedtime.
It kind of all depends. If there's an interesting article like on Twitter, yeah, I'll be in bed for a while and then I'll start scrolling through Instagram and doing all that shit.
Humble brag, you're reading, Prowl. You looked at the pictures.
He's got an app that just reads articles to him.
Yeah.
Turns it into a comic book.
That's an app that we need to make.
Yeah, I think
turns
none of us have the skill at all.
Comic books, very readable. That's how you get kids to, get into the news. Make it a comic book.
Have you guys heard of like Instapaper or any of those apps that turn an article into
news?
It'll take an article and it'll actually scroll through the words, and it just flashes the words really quickly, so you don't have to scroll. And it's like you're looking at one big word, and supposedly it will help you read a lot faster.
Really?
Yeah. I downloaded this. I haven't tried it out yet, but I'm very interested because I feel like that would be a much faster way to.
That, and it would help with people that are like dyslexic. And, when you see a bunch of words on the screen or on the paper, that you just kind of jumble them up a little bit.
Yeah, but it's still going to be hard to actually retain. You'll be thinking about something and you've been reading 6 pages of a book and you don't remember anything that just happened.
That happens to me all too often. What happens? So can you go back?
I would imagine you could. I don't know. I like I said, I haven't tried it out yet. I'm intrigued by stuff like this that's kind of like brain hacking or whatever.
Yeah, no, that's weird. Like, what word do I go back to? Where do I start? Usually you just go from page to page or paragraph. I'll start this paragraph over again.
Maybe you're reading so quickly that it doesn't matter. You can just start the whole thing over again.
Maybe.
Probably not.
Have you ever seen the fastest readers in the world? There was a Guinness Book of World Record segment they did, and it was about these people that read super fast. And
how do you judge that?
They read it out loud. They'll read it out loud. So they'll just be like, this guy did 2 full pages of some book in 20 seconds. He was just like, and then they slowed it down, and you could hear them perfectly, what they're saying. You're just like, this guy's an idiot. He's just mumbling shit. And then all of a sudden they slow down the recording, and it's just Jeffrey was in quite of a bind. What the fuck?
That's not even that. Part of that is we're live. What do you want?
Missy's going to adopt a sister.
Okay, thanks.
Oh my God.
Erica just came down with urgent dog news in the middle of our live broadcast.
I think that's a good segue into your dumb question or your awesome question of the week, in my opinion.
I mean, we were going to get there. So this is the last show. No, we'll have one more show without the dog because we can't get him until next Sunday. He's getting his balls chopped. So we're adopting a dog.
Woo! Finally, welcome to the gang.
Yay!
Well, I couldn't fight Erica off anymore because she, like, every day she'd wake up and be like, let's get a dog. Let's get a dog right now. Let's just go look at dogs. You can't just go to a shelter and look at dogs and not bring one home. It's impossible.
It's impossible. Or you're a psychopath.
That, and I got tired of Brick constantly calling me a known cat person, which is 100% false. I can't have that on my conscience.
Hilarious.
Until you are a dog owner, you're a known cat person.
How does that make any sense? It's like you're guilty until you prove yourself innocent.
That's the way the dog community works.
Okay. So you're...
Hey, as long as this could be at least... Is it a rescue or are you going through a purebred?
No, he is a rescue. He's part English setter, part Labrador.
No cattle dog in there? He looks like a little...
Golden retriever.
I thought it was whatever. We'll probably
English
be those
setter.
people that spend an inordinate amount of money to get like a DNA test for your dog. Okay, not that you looked. You don't have a microphone. Go away. She just said it was $80 to get your dog tested.
Ancestry.com for dogs, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. And
Brilliant.
They'll just give you like what breed it is and probably like your breed is subject to hip dysplasia or whatever.
Yeah, no, that would make sense. But, so get to your question.
So we're trying to crowdsource this dog's name. So if you follow us on Twitter, you saw this out there. I want some kind of nerdy name. I don't know what it's going to be yet. We're looking at like Stanley, obviously in honor of the late Stan Lee. Harvey, I think he kind of looks like Harvey Dent. He's got a little of that Two-Face vibe.
That's why I thought he was more of a cattle dog, just based off of his coat.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he is. He's a mutt, so we'll never really know. But
Mutts are the best.
hashtag who rescued you.
It's a sheepdog.
They're your own little...
No, he's an English setter. That is you can definitely see that in him. Send me your suggestions for nerdy dog names, and also know that this has to fly past drunk Erica. Like, she has final say on whether or not I get to name the dog this, because she hated Murdoch, which I thought was an awesome dog name.
Murdoch is decent. It's a decent name.
Doesn't want to do Domino, even though he kind of looks like, he's black and white. He's got the one eye that is black. I thought Dom would have been a good name.
Domino would have been pretty good. Plus, they're lucky.
She wants to call him Louis, and I'm 100% out on that, because then
Louis.
It's Louis C.K. and my dog is jerking off in front of women who have not consented, and I'm not in on that.
He's already got his balls chopped, so you wouldn't have to worry about that too often.
But also, how many names have not been sullied by some kind of Hollywood sex scandal? Like Harvey, if we call him Harvey, then you're just thinking Harvey Weinstein.
I said you should name it Condiment King.
That is a very nerdy name for something that very few people would understand, and also is a terrible name.
All right. Promise me this. You can name the dog whatever, but if within the first week somehow that dog gets into like a ketchup bottle or mustard, you have to now call that dog.
No, because you're just going to come over here and spray my dog with ketchup.
You have to
saboteur.
You have to rename
you were
that dog.
Psycho, and you showed us a video earlier. Like, Erica's like, you got to bring Moose over here to play with our dog, and you showed us a video of your dog playing, quote unquote, and he just massacres this puppy into a window like a dickhead.
By playing, you mean put your dog in concussion protocol.
For real. Can't do it.
What about a Deadpool reference?
To Moose's defense, the puppy was twice his size, but he wasn't taking that shit. He fucking tossed him into a screw door.
Your dog has little man syndrome. He's got Napoleon syndrome.
He has extreme Napoleon syndrome.
100%. What's Deadpool's real name again?
Wade Winston Wilson.
Wade would be a good one.
I liked Winston better than that, because then you could also go Winston Zeddemore from Ghostbusters.
That's a versatile name.
Yeah,
versatile.
So one of Erica's points, which whatever, is like, how do you shorten it? What do you call him when you don't? And this also
John Wolfio, aka instead of John Ralphio, John Wolfio.
Nice try, but that doesn't really. No. My old neighbors had a dog named Pickles. So anytime you were yelling at the dog in the backyard, like,
Pickles,
you can't do that. Like, Pickles, get over here. You sound like a crazy person. And then Erica was like, why don't we name him Black Eye? And then, first of all, that's a terrible name. Second, it sounds like you're saying
Black Eye or Black
Guy?
Black Guy
right?
or Black Eye?
You can't go out in your backyard and be like, Black Guy, don't shit there.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't work.
Or Black Ice.
What?
You never heard that?
Yeah.
From South Park? When he was saying Black Ice, but they thought he was saying Black Guy. So that would be
I don't remember that episode, but Okay.
Do you guys remember the Nagger episode?
Yes, which we are not going to get into because we're not that kind of podcast.
Yeah, I will say I'm proud of you for not going straight to the Super Cubs guy and naming your dog Wrigley.
No, I don't like that. I mean, it's fine.
It's just the least original thing.
I probably would have named him a deeper cut than that, like a player or something. Like my old landlord had a dog named Maddox, and I liked that.
That's cool.
Also, he was an awesome dog, so... Send us your dog name submissions. Please keep in mind, once again, that Erica has final say in everything because she's the boss. And
it's a boy, right? Just to confirm?
It is. Yes, it is a boy dog. And he is black and white. We'll throw up a picture on the Instagram. You can check it out. Call or text us 847-920-6107 or find us on social media at The Chumpcast. So, for last week, we had some listener submissions on the fictional character's death who hit you the hardest.
Do we have any voicemails?
We do. Darian, I promise I got you. I feel bad. And I was like, I got to play it this week or he's going to lose his mind.
That's his voicemail, dude? That's a year-long message.
It's a novel. I have not listened to this yet, so let's see what he's got.
Bro, I was so hyped question. I literally paused the episode. So the death that hit me the hardest, bro, no doubt, was Fruitvale Station, bro. Like when they waxed Oscar Grant. Like I was watching it, like it was my first time seeing it. I watched the movie probably like years after it came out. Didn't really know any background information about it. So, you know, they just wrestling and all that, you know, and the cops saying, sit down, stop resisting. Then out of nowhere, like, all you heard is a gun. And I'm just like, oh shit. And then a gun kind of echoed. And then my man, he started bleeding and he was like, you shot me, bro. And I'm like, holy shit. I think I was in high school. I was probably like 16. I'm just like, shit. And then he was like, you shot me, bro. And I was like, oh my God.
That scene was
intense. I fucking cry. And then eventually bro just died. And then they showed his daughter. And I was just like,
crying right now.
This is some deep shit. And it's like to tell you how it really is, bro. I watched that movie probably when I was like 16 or 17. No, shit, I think I was 18. That ain't even the point. Long story short, it's been literal years since I watched it because it was literally no background information. Like you just watched it and like you just watch this guy's like you see how he living and eventually he just fucking gets shot. And it's just like, you know, I ain't gonna get into the cultural relevancy and all that because it's like, you know, it's a chump cat. I ain't about to get all deep and shit, but it was just a touching moment, bro. So yeah, that's it. Y'all enjoy your day.
Yes, Darian, that was a super intense scene. You corrected yourself. This technically isn't a fictional character because it's based on a true story.
No, but
it's a movie. So
yeah, also it
works.
Still hits you hard.
Yeah.
And that's a very, like you said, it's a very culturally relevant thing. And it's based on a true story. That's also how Ryan Coogler, who directed Black Panther, got his big break.
Yeah.
It's Fruitvale Station.
For some reason, that story reminded me of one of my biggest heartbreaking scenes in the movie Death. G-Baby from Hardball. Come on, people. And then they show him like getting the hit in the championship game. I was actually just crying. I was like, oh my God, G-Baby.
Yeah, that was, we got that submission on Facebook as well.
Did we?
From, I'm just going to call him Cop Mike because he's a cop.
Dope. G-Baby.
We did get a lot of these. Arcade Joe on Instagram says Logan. That one. Yeah.
That one was, that was one of the ones I initially was thinking of.
That was also a really good punctuation mark on the end of that movie. You can't not have him die.
Yeah. And X-23, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She was one of the reasons why that hit you so hard is her reaction when he was dying and just like.
Agreed.
Now I want to watch that.
Yeah.
She was excellent in that movie when she's like yelling at him in Spanish.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's like, wait, you can speak English?
Yeah.
That was a great movie. Are we going to talk about the rumors of the new Wolverine casting a little later? Or?
Maybe. Let's keep going through these. Kelly for real, Mark's wife, Mufasa. I think this was kind of, first of all, it was the post, Kelly. I made it in the post.
Real original.
God damn it, Kelly. But I think this is a lot of people's first major death scene. It's either that or you're older and you watch Bambi.
Yep.
Wyatt McCourtney, Tanner, who always has very weird answers. Colonel Miles Quaritch from Avatar. The weird colonel guy with the scars on his face. Who
fucking cares?
Tanner's a known psychopath.
Well, Tanner's in the Marine Corps. I could understand. I mean,
Wasn't
No,
he
I
the
can't understand
villain?
it.
Well, he was the villain,
He
right?
was the
Yes.
worst. We need to exterminate this planet.
That's just Tanner being Tanner.
Fuck up these 6'8" blue people right now.
How pumped are you guys to spend a weekend with him in Arizona?
It'd be brilliant.
Well, maybe we'll get him on the show.
He's
By
a
the
funny
way,
dude.
we are going to Scottsdale for a weekend. We're going to go catch a Cubs game and whatnot, sit poolside. We are going to do an episode.
You're really bringing your golf clubs?
Yeah.
How are you doing that? Are you like
Like a travel
paying
bag.
beforehand?
What do you mean?
You need to check the clubs, right?
Yeah,
I thought there's like a special way that you should be checking golf clubs.
It's just
I thought.
oversized luggage. You check it
Okay.
like
All
a
right.
like a suitcase.
I got to go do that then. I'd be down to golf in Scottsdale. That would be sweet.
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
So maybe Sunday morning. Anyways, we're going to be poolside. We have to broadcast that, right?
Well, 100%.
We also have to watch Captain Marvel comes out that weekend.
That's going to be tough, but we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll get in on an early screening or something. Anyways, back to the question at hand. Franz Gamby says, wash Alan Tudyk in Serenity. I feel like we're not a Serenity podcast.
Serenity Now! That's the only Serenity I know.
I don't know what that is.
It's from Seinfeld.
Okay, that makes sense.
Serenity Now!
Yeah, that's a blind spot in my pop culture
Same.
Seinfeld?
purview. No.
Serenity.
Dude, how long have you known me? You know I've watched Seinfeld.
That's why you heard how surprised I was when you said that.
Talking about Serenity. Not everything's about Seinfeld. you
Everything
ass
is
man.
about Seinfeld. Hey, yes, man!
We'll get back to that later. My brother's got cats 21. Tofty says Old Dan and Little Ann from Where the Red Fern Grows.
Oh my God, I read that book as a child
I don't know what
in
you're
like
talking
sixth
about.
grade.
Their dog. They're both puppies, right?
They're both dogs that are very awesome, super nice dogs, and they both get killed and basically like a red
By a
fern.
cougar, I think.
Yeah, like they save their owner, and then
Yeah.
like the red
Spoilers.
fern grows on their grave, and that's basically the whole story. It's fucking dark. Oh, I just got weird brain chills from that sixth grade memories reading that book.
Is that the last book you read?
Most likely. No, Game of Thrones, baby. I read
Okay.
all of the Game of Thrones.
Fair enough. B Daisy Speck, aka White Trash Betty, says tough one, but I think I might have to go with Dobby from Harry Potter. I cry like a damn baby every time. There are
Dobby
a lot
died?
of- Dobby? Yeah,
Dobby died?
yeah, dude. At
Who
the end
killed
of,
Dobby?
No, it
A
was
wizard, Harry.
what's her name? The one who's in all of with Johnny Depp. Shit, she's Marla in Fight Club.
Okay.
Oh
right.
God, okay.
And-
She's the queen from Alice in Wonderland,
Yes,
right?
correct.
Okay.
There are a lot of deaths. Like Dumbledore's death is
Yeah.
Hedwig's death is terrible. Hedwig is awesome. The owl.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking of Hedwig from Split for a second.
His death also hit me pretty hard.
By the way,
Not really that movie.
did you guys see the new Dark Phoenix trailer? Did you get that before the movie, before Alita Battle Angel?
No, I showed up like 30 seconds after the movie started.
So did I. I
Now-
think I did.
Now every time I see a bald McAvoy, I don't think of Professor X. I just instantly think of fucking Hedwig. It's a
Amazing.
huge issue.
Yeah, that's bad.
It's
I
a
love it.
huge issue.
Dreams 2114. Addie, Jamie Brewer's character in season 1 of American Horror Story. Rick, you watched this show. What is I never saw this.
Say that one again.
Addie from American Horror Story.
Season 1.
Yeah.
Addie. Does not ring a bell to me, honestly. Season 1 I saw so long ago, but that was one of the best.
Hit by a
seasons.
car?
No,
Must not have hit you that hard.
did not. Because for that kind of show, it's like you already expect everyone to be dead anyway. You know what I mean?
In the comment is, I silent cried. I silent screamed and proceeded into the ugliest cry I've ever had.
Wow.
That's how you know what death is like good. The character, they made you care about a character. And the worst thing you can feel about a character in anything is absolutely nothing. Just total apathy. So, yeah, I get that. Chef Gerard 3 says Nino Brown, Wesley Snipes in New Jack City. Have you guys seen that movie?
No.
It's extremely quotable. Has some of the best shit-talking lines ever.
That's one of my favorite things. That's why I like Jordan so much, because he can talk shit and just back it up.
Yeah, this is good. You should check it out. Walter Bishop Lindsay says The Wife in Up. Oh, man.
That was rough. That was another one on my list.
Yeah, especially to put it in the opening of a movie. That's a bold move by Disney. Was that DreamWorks?
Your emotions just went from like up here, down here, and then they slowly crept up.
Yeah, that's an
No
excellent
pun
movie.
intended.
Perfectly done.
Crept up.
Mike Caprero says, when Thomas J. got stung by the bees in My Girl.
Yes.
That's also a movie that you watched when you were a kid. And you're just... in a bubble. You don't think anybody's going to die ever.
That was just terrifying.
Yeah. And it's also Kevin from Home Alone.
Yeah.
So you're.
Oh, yeah.
You have that connection. Yeah.
You felt those stings when you watched him. That scene went on for a while when he was getting stung. A little too long, in my opinion.
That's probably how you developed your bloodlust.
Just like, look at those stings.
So I'm surprised that no one left like any Game of Thrones, or was there anything on there?
Yes, there is. Ben, our friend that we will see C2E2. We see him once a year, and that's always at C2E2.
Sick.
What's up, Ben?
As an adult, it still gets me every time when I watch the Hodor scene.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh my God! I played a game of. I had to play a game of Apex with my guy Dale Danger, and we both got knocked right away. And it was only us two and some random guy, and he comes in, saves the day, gets both of us up. We immediately leave him, and he's fighting this team of three, and we're like, we'll never forget. He's our Hodor. We're not coming back for you, and we just sprinted away.
That's funny.
We got second place too, even worse. We were the first death, and then couldn't even finish it off with them.
Damn.
Rachel on
Hodor.
Facebook agrees with Bambi's mom. Fox and the Hound, Marley and me, Old Yeller. So basically, any dog, you don't care about humans because you're a psycho.
No, that makes sense. I was surprised there weren't as many dog submissions as there were.
And if you know Rachel, she definitely likes animals better than people.
Yeah, that's
Fair
a
to
lot
say.
of people. A lot of people like animals more than people.
Did anyone say Paddington the Bear in Paddington 2 when he died?
Dies?
Did he die?
Wait, spoiler alert.
What the hell?
Dude, it's super fucked up.
No wonder there's no Paddington 3 coming out.
It's one of those double decker English buses that they have, British buses, whatever. Dude, it was a fucked up scene. I don't know how it got put into a PG movie. It was pretty rough.
Are you fake newsing us right now? I cannot tell.
I think he definitely is. He dreamed about it while he was being forced to watch that movie.
Speaking
How
of,
messed up would that be if Paddington the Bear just died?
Mark, we have 2 weeks to go see that stupid What Men Think movie too.
I know.
Just wanted to
I'm going to
remind
try to
you.
illegally stream it.
Wow. We're on live. One person heard you say that for
Video
sure.
evidence. The FBI is watching this.
The Chumpcast is illegally streaming movies.
Chuck from Chuck Load of Comics says Charlotte's Web. I don't remember this. Charlotte is the spider.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's Charlotte's Web. Duh. I don't remember this at all.
This is probably one of the only things that I actually read the book and didn't see the movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you can walk me
bizarre.
through this. Was it heart-wrenching?
I don't know. I skimmed through that page.
I can't get through the spider's death.
Yeah, I don't
Oops.
think I would ever care about a
Yep.
spider.
I killed too many in my life to really care about that.
So those are the listener submissions. I got a few more here. Because if you don't say The Land Before Time, you're kind of a sociopath.
Yeah.
Littlefoot's mom.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
That one hit me hard, and I don't think I could ever forget that scene even if I tried.
Littlefoot.
Spider-Man?
That was your submission.
That was
last
mine.
week, right?
Yeah, there was definitely some dust in the theater. Got some in my eye a little bit.
I think that one didn't hit me as hard because I knew they were coming out with a new one soon, and they were making a new Spider-Man all together too.
What about Parker for a dog's name?
Parker?
Yeah.
I
No?
don't really like it.
Sounds like a
Parker?
white kid who plays travel hockey.
I like Stanley. I do like that.
I don't know what it is. Something about it just
Stanley.
makes me sad when I think about it.
Stanley. But Stan Lee.
Yeah,
Stanley.
no, I get it.
What about, did you guys watch Sons of Anarchy?
No.
No.
Damn. All right. So basically, Jax Teller, who is Charlie Hunnam, the main character. I mean, they're all fucked up in the show. They kill everyone, but
Yeah, I don't want to
They
name
have
my
a
dog
good-
after some meth head biker.
I know, but they all have their brotherly bond in the biker gang, whatever. But there was one scene where this guy Opie was killed in jail. And they
I
made
did
him
see
watch
that.
him.
It was like season
Yeah.
6.
It was fucked up. They were like that he was in jail and the cops were in on it or whatever, and they held him off in this room, and Jax Teller was on the other side of the glass just watching, and he's like, "What are they doing?" And then all of a sudden they bring in their rival gang into this room with Opie, and they just literally beat him to death.
Damn.
It's fucked up.
That's harsh. All right. I think that wraps up these submissions.
news to us.
We got a few trailers this week that were pretty interesting. I think the big one is probably Aladdin and the Tobias Funke genie. Just blew. And this was a weird thing that definitely led me down a rabbit hole because I was thinking,
About bluing yourself?
well, I started thinking about
I
other
blew
blue
myself.
characters like Avatar, obviously. And I also, for some reason in my mind, I thought, you remember in Jackass 2, I think, when Steve-O's in the porta potty and they shoot him up in the air.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought he came out of that blue because, like the juice that they put in a porta potty is blue.
Yeah.
So it led me down the rabbit hole of Jackass, and that was probably one of the grossest things I've ever seen. It's a miracle that he's not dead.
I just love how all the people online are just like, he's not fucking blue. What is this? And then Will Smith is like, just wait. And then he comes out, the next trailer comes out, he's blue. Everyone's like, he's fucking blue? What is this bullshit?
It does look really dumb.
It looks stupid as fuck.
Everything else looks good. I think this is the first one of these live action remakes that I'm actually interested in going to see.
Really?
Yeah, I don't care about Beauty and the Beast. What else did they do? The Jungle Book?
They're doing Lion King, though.
Yeah, but this is going to come out first.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay, the one thing, I follow this guy who does like 3D art. I'm not sure what he does it for, but he does like a bunch of 3D art posts and stuff. And he made a great point about the power of the genie is in his chin. And he made a little edit.
A big Jay Leno chin?
Yeah, big Jay Leno chin. And there's an edit right here for you.
Yep. Yeah, that's definitely better. 100%.
Yeah, if you did make the chin bigger, that would help a lot. That's true.
Maybe
They should have gotten Jay Leno to do it.
For real. Hey, you heard about this? Have you seen about this? I can get you out of here. I can give you a million wishes.
What else do we got? Oh, Frozen 2. Instagram was a flare over this. Erica went batshit, even though they don't really show you anything. It's darker.
I didn't understand it. It was isn't the whole thing around winter? It was fall.
Let it go, you dumb numbskull.
Yeah, plus Olaf is always singing about summer.
Is Olaf dead now that there's no snow?
That's a great question. Maybe Elsa can just put him in a cooler.
That's a fictional character death then. Olaf is dead. Is that a sad one? Probably not, because he's annoying as fuck.
Yeah, he really was. Do we care about this at all?
Nope.
Also going all Frozone and shit?
See, I never really went down that Frozen rabbit hole.
You will tonight when you go to Disney on Ice.
Disney on Ice. Bing!
That is the perfect forum.
And he is really going to Disney on Ice tonight.
I am, for real. With my cousins and their little kiddos that I'm meeting for the first time.
I expect a review. We also got a trailer for Love, Death, and Robots. This is made exclusively for weird people like Mark.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'm intrigued by this. It's animated Netflix. I don't know. Weird and creepy. It's definitely for adults, right? There's murder.
It looks to be that every episode will be a short. So what, 15, 20 minutes maybe? But
different animation styles.
Yeah, that's the thing that caught me. They kind of went through really quick kind of all the different animations they were going to do in each episode. And they were just... It was a scale of extremely different shit, and it was really cool.
Very trippy.
Yes.
Also, we talked a little bit off air about how Netflix will release a trailer for something, and they don't make you wait 9 months for it.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely appreciate that. This is coming March 15th.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Always the big anti-trailer guy. Don't give me 3 trailers before you're going to come out with the movie, because then you're just basically telling me the whole movie.
Do you guys think Netflix will ever... I'm thinking of DC Universe's streaming service, how with all their shows now, you have to wait till the next week. They release one episode at a time. Do you think Netflix will ever do something like that?
They have a few shows that do that.
Really?
Weekly. I think most of them are a talk show format.
Oh, okay.
I think Chelsea Handler did that, where it was a weekly release, but I don't think that they will. I think it's part of their appeal.
Okay.
The last trailer that I just wanted to mention is the new Detective Pikachu trailer, which, by the way, is my most hyped movie of the year.
I actually am super, super jazzed about this. I didn't see the trailer just because one's enough.
Yeah,
it sold me already. I don't need any more.
There's not a ton of new stuff, but they do show a Lickitung, which is the grossest Pokemon ever.
Lickitung.
You think that's the grossest Pokemon ever?
Name a grosser one.
Ghastly.
I'm talking for original 150 or 151.
Ghastly is just a fart in the air.
Muck.
No, I would say that's more...
What about Muck?
Dude, Wheezing was fucking gross.
Wheezing is definitely a fart.
Wheezing's just farting, and he's got weird crater face, dude. Wheezing's gross as fuck.
That reminds me of the episode of Rick and Morty with Fart.
Fart, yes. I like that name, Morty. Fart.
All right, let's get into actual news. Forbes is saying that Jared Leto's solo Joker movie is donezo.
Yes.
Please fire this man. Forget that it ever happened. Oh, I know, Mark, you have a special place in your heart for Jared Leto, but Joaquin Phoenix greater than signed Jared Leto.
Oh. Have you ever watched the I forgot what talk show he was on. Oh, it was Letterman, when he was completely just method acting and he was just being a complete weirdo.
No, he was definitely stoned out of his mind.
It's fucking hilarious.
He wasn't. You can call it method acting, but he was on something. I don't know what.
It was
when he was wearing the sunglasses.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And he's got a full beard and gross hair.
Did we need that to happen? Like, we had all that random, like, stuff about Heath Ledger going kind of somewhat method acting, but then it turned out he wasn't like a huge dick on the set. But to go to the next level, in order to like be the next best Joker, you had to kind of go in that direction and go full on psycho.
Maybe it just didn't pay off. You know, maybe he went for it and we just aren't appreciating it.
He didn't have a big role in that at all.
Apparently they cut most of it.
Yeah.
Because he sucked.
I didn't want to see it, so whatever.
I was super over him as the Joker anyway.
Yeah, I'm done. Hellboy creator Mike Mignola promised the new film's second trailer is coming this upcoming week, and it's quote unquote so much better than the first.
Aren't there a bunch of early screening reviews already saying this movie sucked ass?
I don't think so. I haven't seen any of that news, but there was a lot of backlash on the first trailer.
Okay.
It just wasn't very good, so I like that he actually recognized that. It was like, no, just wait. It gets better.
Okay.
So I have high hopes for this. I like the Hellboy character. I like the background, the story, and all
You've
that.
You've had high hopes on this for a long time.
True.
By the way, Will Post texted me. He said, yo, what up? He said, he'll see you in Scottsdale.
Great. Breaking Bad news. The Breaking Bad movie that's going to star Jesse Pinkman's character, Aaron Paul, is reportedly going to release first on Netflix before it goes to AMC. Wow. Is that a good move?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yes. No, I'm surprised they're not going to release it at the same time because it's just a movie, right?
Yes.
That is a little weird, though.
I think that's... AMC and Netflix have a pretty good relationship. All of AMC shows eventually go there.
That's a good point.
So I think this was a power move by Netflix to be like, no, if you want to see this release day, you have to have a subscription or steal your password.
And especially if you haven't seen Breaking Bad, we have all the seasons. So
true.
Come to Netflix, watch it, and get ready for this.
Well, I guess how much did Netflix put into this and how much did AMC put into this?
Good question.
Is really, I think that might come down to what
they could have just
there.
Ended up selling it to Netflix in the end. I'm not sure.
Cool. All right.
You know what? I think we should go off on this tangent because there was a reported active shooter at Netflix headquarters. Mark, your cousin works for Netflix. I texted you and was like, yo, what's up with Jimmy? Luckily he wasn't there. And also there wasn't an actual shooter there, but news sites didn't take down the headline. They just threw in a little edit at the end that said, whoopsie. Never mind, there isn't an active. Fuck you. I think that was Comic Book Resources, I think.
Yeah.
Fuck you. That's a shitty move. That's clickbait bullshit.
It's all clickbait.
Yeah, that is clickbait bullshit to say there's
I'm not surprised.
I was real mad.
Actually fucked up.
I was really mad about that. So, sorry. I digress.
Could go into the worst man alive. But
yeah, whatever.
Double digress. Peace.
Let's keep going through the news. Pickle Rick Ryder, Jessica Gao. So she wrote the episode and won an Emmy for it. She landed a pilot at Fox about a first-generation Chinese woman who struggles to set healthy boundaries with her family. I don't know. She's not coming back to Rick and Morty, which sucks because that was one of the most
iconic episodes of any animated show.
I just recently watched that episode. It was brilliant.
I almost said iconic, and I didn't really want to do that because Rick and Morty's not really iconic yet.
What?
Doesn't that have to be something that's a little bit older?
Dude, do you remember the freaking line we went to go see that stupid comic book truck?
You ever walked into
that was out the ass.
That was huge.
Mr. Poopy Butthole, people dressed up, dude. It was insane. Dude, I think it's very iconic.
You can walk into any department store now and they have a section of just like Rick and Morty shit.
True.
It's huge.
All right, fair enough. Last bit of news, Hulu is getting 5 new adult-centric cartoons featuring Marvel's lesser-known characters.
This is amazing. I read this when you said this.
I agree, and these are the perfect characters to put in this setting. It's kind of like they're in that Deadpool realm of silly, but sometimes, I don't know, grotesque or violent or more adult-centric. MODOK is just basically a giant floating head on a chair. Mm-hmm. They change his name a lot of it. It's like modified organism designed only for killing, I think. MODOK, M-O-D-O-K, yeah. I don't know what this is going to be. He generally has like a group of scientists and shit. And he's trying to take over the world. Sometimes he works with Nazis.
Okay.
Hitmonkey is exactly what it sounds like.
A hitman monkey?
He's a hitman monkey.
Sick.
How many people does he kill you with bananas?
No, he kills you with guns.
Okay. Well, there should be some sort of banana as well in there. Banana grenade.
Don't trivialize Hitmonkey.
Okay.
I only remember this character from some Deadpool comics, I think in like 2008-ish. I didn't think that this was a big enough character to get his own series, but sure. Tigra and Dazzler are pop star superheroes. Dazzler was an X-Men in the 80s, and she was just like a Madonna ripoff, I guess. It was more disco, maybe, but I don't know. This would be interesting.
I could see pop douchey person could be pretty funny.
Yeah, they're just like Hollywood people trying to make it, I guess. And they're superheroes. They have dumb powers, but whatever.
That's the point of this whole thing.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Hitmonkey has whatever. Howard the Duck, he's a detective and he's a duck. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it.
It's so... What is this building up to?
This is building up to an Avengers-style, meetup or Defenders, whatever you want to call it. They're going to call it the Offenders, where they all meet up and, I don't know.
The Offenders.
No, that's...
Offenders, yeah.
Amazing. I think they did the perfect timeline for everything so far with Marvel. The entire 10-year saga all the way up to the Avengers. Now they're beginning a parody version of it because it's been so successful.
I think it's interesting this is Hulu's doing this now because all they have so far is Runaways, and I guess they air Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but really moving away from the Netflix model. But
the Netflix model wasn't good. It wasn't.
I disagree. I finished The Punisher this week, and I really enjoyed it.
I haven't got it through yet.
Good. I mean, I just thought they took themselves a little too seriously, and I think this route is what I want to see. The Offenders, baby.
Yeah, and plus, we're all in on adult-focused cartoons.
Yes, we are.
Best.
We the best!
Worst.
The worst! She's the worst person in the world. Huge, skank, terrible, but thank you.
I love when we get a chance to do Best Man Alive check-ins. Last week we talked about Ass Man.
Hey!
This is David Osman, who is in Calgary, I think?
A different guy?
No, it's the same guy.
I thought he was in Minnesota.
Okay. All right.
No, he's in Canada. But he basically was fighting with the Canadian DMV about not being able to have Ass Man on his license plate because it's his last name. It's German descent, whatever. He got a regular license plate, but as one last FU to the man, he turned his truck tailgate into a giant replica of his province's license plate, and it just says Ass Man. And it's way bigger than a license plate. It's the entire tailgate, just sticking it to the man.
Is it kind of like one of those jumbo check sizes? Like, put a license plate?
It's the full size of his tailgate on his truck.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's perfect.
That's a power move.
It definitely is. Also, I wanted to talk about, we had a submission from Decker. Mark, you follow golf. Matt Kuchar, he's a South African golfer. He's pretty good.
Yep.
He stiffed his caddy. He won the Mayakoba Golf Classic in Mexico and earned $1.3 million. Apparently, the customary tip is 10% of the winnings.
Yeah.
So that would have been $130,000. He gave his caddy, Ortiz, $5,000.
What a cheapy peepee.
And it wasn't just that. It was the way he went about it. He's like, well, he's not my regular caddy. And that's true. He was a fill-in.
And South Africans don't tip.
Well, he was like, this kid is a poor guy in Mexico. $5,000 should be a lot of money to him. And he said this.
What a fucking
it's like, well,
asshole.
He's poor, so $5,000 should be a lot. Obviously, and I do want to say he went back and rectified this after public backlash, which is exactly why I'm mentioning it. When people do shit like this, you've got to shame them.
Yeah,
and
that's shitty.
By rectify, you mean gave him more money?
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
And originally, he came back and was like, okay, I'm going to make this right. I'll give you $15,000. And everybody's like, okay, listen, dickhead. This guy's won like $40 million in his career as a pro golfer. You're a pro golfer. Share the wealth. This guy helped you win a tournament for $1.3 million.
I'm actually surprised by that because I didn't realize that you could actually... I thought 10% was like in a contract when you have a caddy. Like that's what they get. I didn't even realize you can give them lower than that.
As a known caddy, you should know these
it rules. Probably is true.
13 years
but
old.
This guy was he was a $40. Like his caddy got sick or something, and this guy was just a villain. Probably didn't have a contract, but
well, actually, maybe there was some sort of contract saying like fill-ins have a different, like you can tip them whatever. But I thought like the caddy that you have year round, like Tiger Woods' caddy, notorious for just being a fucking millionaire in his early career, but. Yeah. I thought it was just customary. You always would have that 10% tip.
I don't know.
Who knows?
That's my worst man alive. Thanks for the submission, Deck. Mark, what do you got?
All right. So some dude ass in Danville. His name is Hunter Anderson in Danville, Kentucky. He caught, I wish we could throw up a picture, but anyways, he caught a fucking giant goldfish. And no joke, this thing is a 50-pound goldfish. And you might be like, no, it's not a goldfish. It's a fucking goldfish.
That's a goldfish. It's gold and it's a fish. It's a goldfish.
It's either a goldfish or a koi pond fish that just
No, those
is
are different
enormous.
because those are just mini catfish. They have like the whiskers, right?
Yeah.
Boys. So that's a goldfish.
It has the body. Everything it's a goldfish.
So this goldfish won the goldfish lottery and just was in a pond somewhere with no predators or something. Because goldfish, they're dumb.
Yeah.
Like incredibly stupid, probably the dumbest form of life outside of brick. But they can live to be 100 years old. Just they never do because they always get eaten.
And don't they grow like beards too?
That's koi.
All right.
Or they have those big puffy cheeks. Sorry, Brick. That was
Mr. Miyagi, like one of those kind of beards.
Yeah.
But anyways, shout out to this Hunter Anderson guy that caught this fish. He threw it back in the pond. And
it probably died immediately.
It probably died instantly. But he said, I want to give kids a chance because I guess a lot of kids
fish in this going to reel in a 50-pound goldfish.
Dude, whatever. He threw the giant goldfish back in the pond for somebody else to catch.
I would have put a crown on it and called it Magikarp. Waited for him to evolve.
That would have been great. I would have fried that sucker up.
Oh, God.
Gross.
What do you think goldfish taste like?
Probably nothing.
Probably like tires.
Magikarp is a fucking gross-ass looking Pokemon,
It's just a giant goldfish with a crown on.
But it has the carp face, doesn't it?
He's got whiskers.
Okay.
Right? I think he's a koi. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Brick, who's your best man alive?
Best man, I am going to go with a best/worst man, as in Ja Rule is bringing back Firefest. God, because what an idiot. Okay, so you didn't do it right the first time because your timeline was trash. Now your brand is broken, so might as well do it all over again.
He has a brand?
That would be like the brand, I guess.
I mean,
rap star mogul.
Yeah, let's not ever call him a mogul again. This is kind of a savvy business move because Firefest is never going to be more popular to think about than it is right now. But
sure,
the guy is drunk.
It's a dumbass idea. I hope that this fails spectacularly.
Same. How do you even sell tickets to who would be dumb enough to buy tickets to do this again?
The same people that bought tickets the first time.
Unreal.
That's who's dumb enough to do it.
Unreal.
I think that people will be doing this. And also, Darian points out that Ja Rule needs to be sniped by 50 Cent. Kind of did that when he bought up the first 5 rows of one of his concerts and just nobody was there. Hilarious.
So funny.
So that's our best men alive. Let's get into our movie review of the week, which is Alita Battle Angel. I think this is going to be an interesting conversation.
I think so too.
We're going to be all over the place on this. 60% on Rotten Tomatoes, 93% from fans.
93?
Does this qualify as a popcorn flick? We always talk about the spread between critics and fans.
Oh, 100% popcorn flick.
Okay. Zero substance, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What format did you see this in? IMAX?
2D.
IMAX 3D?
Yeah. Same. I think it's worth it. It was definitely made. This is James Cameron producing it, so he's all horny.
Producing?
Yeah, he produced and wrote.
Okay, I
he
knew
produced
wrote.
this with John Landau, but he wrote this 20 years ago, and it kind of shows, but we'll get to that later. Directed by Robert Rodriguez, who has one of the more interesting filmographies. Sin City, From Dusk Till Dawn, Shark Boy, and Lava Girl.
Oh, God.
He also did the Spy Kids movies, so there's that. This movie took a ton of flack when they first announced it because they showed the original trailer. As off-putting as the giant eyes on Rosa Salazar are, they were worse, and they actually toned it down.
Really?
Yes.
Because I was going to say, I didn't notice it too much when I was actually in the theater. I was like, yeah, they're big eyes, but they're not as massive as I thought they were.
Notice it that much?
No, I noticed it, but I was like, I thought they were going to be bigger.
Yeah, it's creepy, man, and it was just totally unnecessary. I don't understand why you did that, but whatever. I think James Cameron is one of the world's biggest douchebags. He's just a dick to everybody. He thinks he's better. He's a fart sniffer.
100% fart sniffer.
Every time we talk about something he does, even if I like the movie, I have to say it.
All right, who's a bigger fart sniffer, him or Michael Bay?
Michael Bay.
Okay.
But they would probably get in a room and sniff each other's farts.
If you had them both lined up and someone said you can only punch one in the face, it would be Michael Bay.
Nope, James Cameron.
Okay.
Would you?
I don't think Michael Bay knows that he's an asshole.
Yeah.
James Cameron definitely knows, and he does it anyways.
Would you go see a movie produced by Michael Bay and James Cameron, directed by Christopher Nolan?
Ooh.
Take out Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, no.
Michael Bamron.
Yeah, anyways.
Cam Bay.
Let's keep going here. Cameron announced this movie 16 years ago.
Fuck James Cameron.
This has been in production hell. They did zero updating for this.
Hold on, backtrack.
What's up?
Is this originally a manga? What is this?
It is.
Okay.
It's based on Battle Angel Alita. Probably better than this was. I'm actually kind of interested to read it.
Me too.
Should we go check that out?
Maybe. I just don't like how you read shit backwards.
I'm sure you
books.
could find an Americanized version of it.
But they still keep the reading format. I mean, I'll read it. It's just, whatever.
So the budget for this was $170 million. It definitely shows. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Visually spectacular.
They had some really cool action scenes in that. Like the choreography of some of the battles that she was getting into, because she didn't really have any weapons. She just was a badass.
Yeah.
So the fighting and her style of fighting was awesome.
Yeah, they say the name of the fighting style as if it's supposed to mean something to us.
Yeah, nope.
They just keep talking about it.
Yeah.
You gave us zero background anyway.
Hold on, we'll get to it was supposed to mean something to us. There's so many times where they try doing origin shit. I'm just nobody gives a fuck.
Back to the budget thing though, because $170 million budget, it's on pace to fall short of $50 million opening weekend. Not great, and especially the way that they kind of leave you at the end with a cliffhanger, which we'll get into in spoilers.
I was over that.
Do you think this gets a sequel?
Not if it doesn't
Maybe
money back.
It's James Cameron, dude. He can make whatever he wants. He's a literal billionaire.
I don't know what it was about the marketing for this movie, or if it was just everyone was so put off by the first trailer with the eyes or whatever it was. But this was one of the few James Cameron movies where it didn't have any hype leading up to the actual release of the movie. Everyone was going into this movie thinking it was going to be the worst thing ever. And that kind of, I think, showed with what the box office is coming out right now. I don't think, I saw people taking pictures of them in the theater, and it's just them opening weekend at this movie. And I was surprised by that.
Was your theater full?
Well, I was at a dine-in theater, and yeah, it was pretty much full, but it's really limited seating. It's 20 seats, whatever.
It'll be, if this doesn't get really big pickup in China or from word of mouth, I think it's going to be hard to make a sequel out of this.
Yeah. All I'm saying is there was a shit ton of bashing on this movie before it came out, as it should have been bashed because it looked fucking stupid when they did release the trailer.
Yeah.
But I think that really hurt the opening weekend for this movie.
All right, Mark, standard questions. Robo-Jacksness and Robo-Murderfulness.
Ooh. Yeah, it's going to be up there by a 9, 8 or 9, I would say.
The Jackie Earl Haley robot was definitely yoked.
Is that the guy with the mohawk? The
giant.
actual
Yeah,
huge
the
giant. Yeah.
I forgot that guy's name. I'm going to Ed Skrein. He was in Deadpool. He was the bad guy in Deadpool.
When we talk about spoilers, I fucking hated that guy so much.
Okay. I hated different characters, but sure.
That was my top hated fucking character in this movie.
So let's talk about the actual movie. I think that the visual world building and some of the background storytelling is great.
Yeah.
The cast is great. They obviously spent a ton of money. They got, I think, 3 of these people have won Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
Mahershala Ali, Christoph Waltz, and Jennifer Connelly. They all have Oscars.
Well, it's nice to be able to get people because you're James Cameron.
Yeah.
You want to work on a James Cameron film? Oh, okay, yeah. That's the name recognition helps with that, I think.
Yes, but also I think they wasted a lot of these actors.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Oh, completely. Yeah, this isn't really a spoiler. Mahershala Ali, you think he's going to be the main villain. That is not the case at all in this movie.
He was woefully underused. He was great when he showed up, but he wasn't in it enough. Especially for somebody right now, he's as hot as it can get.
He's big.
True Detective's going on. He's won an Oscar. He's been in Oscar talks for the last few years. You got to leverage that. Let's talk about Rosa Salazar. She plays Alita very well, I would say. You like the Maze Runner movies, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so that's where she's from.
Okay,
I've never seen any of them, but she's a pretty good actress. Except now I'm never going to be able to look at her
without the
giant eyes.
Mega eyes.
Her career is ruined.
Maybe she'll just get plastic surgery and just actually get those eyes.
Honestly, I liked her as the hero because once you save a puppy, you're my hero immediately.
Yeah.
It wasn't a puppy, by the way. It was an ugly ass old dog, but still okay.
It's a little bit like
once you save a dog, you're officially
a helpless
hero.
dog. Yes, I agree.
But also, all-time psycho move. We'll get into that a little bit later.
Visually, do you think this compares to Aquaman? I'm going to ask Brick because Mark, you're biased.
I think Aquaman was better.
but they're
visually speaking, the
They're
writing was
completely
better in
different.
this. The writing was better in this one because the writing in Aquaman was awful.
yeah. The dialogue I have in my notes. The dialogue in this is DC level bad.
It's bad.
But
It
it's
has
still
not been
better than
updated.
Aquaman, in my opinion.
The one thing I will give them, and this is like if you want to win me over on a movie, in a PG-13 movie, use your one F word wisely.
I didn't even notice it.
When she's battling Jackie Earl Haley and he's talking about mercy, she says, "Fuck your mercy." And it's like, I got goosebumps. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
And then she pokes him in the eye.
With her hand.
Yes.
Great.
That was a very good use. And it's not a spoiler because that's like mid-movie. What did you guys think about the actual dialogue in this?
That's one thing that really bothered me.
It was a cheese fest.
Cringeworthy.
Let's talk about the fucking gigantic villain. I forgot his name. I don't know. Dumb fuckface. That's
Jackie
what we'll
Earl
call him.
Haley, just call him that. He had a Gruisha or something.
I couldn't stand him for two reasons. His whole calling her flea, that is the lamest shit I've ever heard in any movie.
I wonder if that was a callback to the original.
Maybe. I don't know. But the way he was doing it was just annoying as hell. And I don't know if you guys realized, he wouldn't fucking stop talking about like his origins, where he came from, like when they're doing the battle. I'm like, all right, nobody cares.
That
Nobody
meant
cares
nothing
you
to me.
came from the underground.
Didn't care.
I just hated that character so much. But yet it's some of those scenes where she was fighting this character, it was some of the best scenes in the movie, I would say.
I would agree, but they had an opportunity to introduce even more of those robots.
Yeah.
And make a cool, like, bunch of different variants or whatever. And they do a little bit in the beginning, but mostly it's just following this giant idiot.
What do you guys think of Alita's boyfriend?
I hated him. He was the worst character in this movie.
Did he not?
You didn't like Hugo?
He looks like one of the Bash brothers from the original Mighty Ducks.
Dude, he looks like Zahos. In the face, dude. He looks just like Zahos. With his,
Yeah, I can see it.
I think comparatively to how big her eyes was, like his eyes like kind of pinched together a little bit. He looked normal, obviously, but he looks
Just
like
the contrast.
he looks like Zahos for some reason. I could not stop thinking about this is Zahos right now.
He was terrible.
All right.
I would have loved to see Zahos in this movie. Are you fucking getting jacked up at that rollerblade
Yo,
ball?
dude-ass.
Yo, dude ass would be fucking so jacked.
You guys might bash me for this Bash Brother reference, but I actually thought they did an okay job at having that love story in the movie.
No, it was terrible.
You thought it was bad?
Fully disagree.
I thought it was okay.
I thought it was fine. Too,
I didn't mind it.
They fall in love in the first day of her existence.
100%.
And that's lazy writing.
No, I think it's writing for a 13-year-old girl, which is what this movie is.
No, it's writing for a 13-year-old boy because a 13-year-old girl should be empowered and not have to worry about some dickhead with zero backstory that you don't give a shit about.
I gave a shit about his backstory.
I didn't.
He was one of those fucking killer dudes that would take parts, whatever. I didn't mind it. I thought it was okay.
I didn't think it was horrible by any means, but I just kept thinking it was Zaho. So
Is he technically a robo-diddler?
How?
There are several points in this where they talk about her being young.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, when she gets her
he's young.
new body,
Yeah.
we don't know how well he can drive.
But wait, she's
What
also
rules- what
over
laws
300 years old, though.
Okay,
Technically.
but when they give her the body, it's Christoph Waltz's young daughter's body. I think he's
This
a diddler.
is so like sci-fi.
And when they give her the new body, she remakes her body.
Yeah.
And they even make a point to say, "Oh, I guess she's older than you thought she was."
Yeah.
And they do it very awkwardly by basically showing a shot of her robo boobs getting bigger. It was really creepy.
Okay.
Somebody making this movie is trying to make it okay to fuck a young robot girl.
All right, hold on. Is she a robot though? Did you guys answer my
Okay.
question?
Here comes Mark.
They refer-
No,
No.
you're going to come in and say she's a cyborg.
No, well, they refer to her as a cyborg. I'm not saying she is. They refer to her as a
I
cyborg
don't give a
plenty
shit.
of
She's a
times in the
robot.
movie. There's a complete difference, though,
Mark
in the
is,
sci-fi world.
Mark is firmly in the camp of someone trying to make it okay to fuck a robot.
No, I'm not saying that,
Hey.
but it's a huge difference when you're talking there was a lot of robot fucking, but technically a cyborg is organic and it's fucking robotic as well.
None of her exterior was organic. It was all her brain and not even her heart. It was just her brain.
I know. Well, I was confused at that because, yes, I didn't think she was a cyborg, but they kept referring to her as a cyborg. What was it? Did she have an organic brain?
Yeah.
Is that the only thing that there was? Because her heart wasn't. They pulled out her heart, and that was
her brain.
Okay.
Okay. So I have just in my little
nerd alert.
In my little shitty notes here, I have save a puppy, you're my hero immediately, and then I just put ... Am I into cyborgs? Question mark.
God, what is wrong with you guys?
And then later on, they have when you think that
Christoph Waltz.
Yes, when you think he's
I hated his character too.
When you think he's the murderer, they have this woman in this dope ass red coat with stockings on, she looks like a super hot woman about to get murdered. I literally just put in here, who is this bionic Babosaurus? And then she had knife arms, and I was like, I'm over it.
Yeah, right. You were more into it.
Knife arms. Yeah, I like to live dangerously.
Oh, Jill's in the chat. Hey, Jill.
What's up, Jill?
Okay.
Did you know your brother's into robots?
Great. She's a cyborg, dude.
Let's talk.
This movie is very close to the Gazorpa female sex box.
It's 100% is.
A million times.
Hold on. Am I making this up when that Babosaurus robot you were just talking about?
Bionic Babosaurus.
Whatever. She was kind of like a spider, right? With her little sword arms.
Fucking gross.
Did she go when she climbed the wall, or am I just imagining that?
No,
she did something lame as fuck.
She did some fucking hiss sound.
Definitely did. And Alita definitely said hi-ya.
Yeah.
Every time. Hi-ya. It's like, come on, James Cameron, dude, what are you doing?
I loved it. That's what he thinks actually things are said.
It might have happened in the manga, though. Maybe there was a bunch of hi-ya going.
Can we also talk about the funniest hologram of a space douche of all time, Edward Norton?
He was totally... Did he even have a line in this movie?
He didn't say one fucking word, and they just popped him in here, and he looked like a giant space douche. Right?
Oh my God.
His glasses
Those
and his
glasses were
he
the
looked like
worst.
a mad scientist that was just a douche. He runs some sort of network TV show.
I genuinely liked the idea that he could be anywhere and see anything, and they totally squandered it. Ed Norton is an A-list actor, and you show him for 30 seconds, don't give him any lines.
They're 100% trying to set it up for the next.
So dumb.
But I was super over it.
Was this movie too long or too short? I can't tell because it was rushed, but it was also too long.
I thought
it was fine.
At the last 15 minutes, I was looking at my phone. So
yeah, last 15 minutes dragged a little bit.
All right.
What do you guys think of the dog robot guy? They had to get their dog comeuppance after. Do we go into spoilers? Real quick?
Hang on. Let's save that for spoilers because I got some stuff to say about that. Let's rate this and then we'll talk spoilers.
Okay.
Ooh.
Mark, I'm gonna let you go first. Wow.
Oh man.
Way to
hold
fill
on.
that
Let me think about it. Come back to me.
You at least have to be able to ramble. Brick, what do you got?
Okay. This one's a close one just because it's not going to be as good if you don't see it in theaters, but at saying that, it wasn't that good to begin with, so stream it.
Okay. I think that because of the visual aspect, see this in IMAX. I say see it.
Whoa.
I was this is probably the most torn I've ever been on one of these ratings because it's definitely not a good movie. But if you can go in and turn your brain off, I think you can enjoy it.
If you have a cousin or a freaking sister who is 13 years old, go take her to the movie. It's that's the audience, in my opinion. They'll love it.
Yeah, they really got away with a lot of violence in this by making it not
blood.
people.
Yeah,
just making
100%.
them robots.
Yeah,
I thought that was kind of brilliant, in my opinion, because the action was great, and they didn't have any blood. The only blood they had, we'll get into.
Yeah, it's Mark. Do you have a decision yet?
Yeah, I'm gonna say see it. Actually,
okay.
I was pleasantly surprised
that doesn't feel right.
I don't know.
Does not feel right.
What?
The two see it's.
I know it doesn't feel right, but I was not mad when I came out of the theater. I was like, that was okay. There were some parts I hated.
Yeah,
but
it's very low lows, very high highs.
Yeah,
right.
Agree.
Okay, so from here on out, we're going to talk about some spoilers. I'll mark it in the show notes. Make sure you stick around afterwards for our weekly recommendations. I got to say, we're on a real bad streak here of dog deaths in movies.
Yeah. This one sucked.
This one was bad, but all-time psycho move by her was to take the puppy blood and put it under her eyes like eye black. That was psycho.
This is, Mark levels psycho, but you could have made a robo-dog. Why didn't they save this dog?
We didn't see how the dog died. They didn't. They just
cut it
like
out.
you
Does
just
it matter?
I agree. It doesn't matter. But I don't think it wouldn't have hit as heavy if it was a robo dog.
I don't need this to hit me heavy. I need them to keep the dog alive.
I agree.
Okay. Every single piece of marketing for this had her red stripes under her eyes.
Yeah.
So every single piece of marketing we saw for this movie was her covered in dog blood.
kind of, yeah.
That's
Not kind of.
That's
Not
dark.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, that's 100%. I don't know. That would have been a really hard sell if you would have known that going into this, right?
Yes, and but the Robo Dogs, they get their little comeuppance. I was about to be butthurt that Robo Dogs were going to be against Alita, and the guy looked like Jeff Fisher. The guy was
Yeah, a little bit. He's in he has a mile long IMDb list.
Really?
I can't remember the guy's name, but he's been that guy in a bunch of movies.
That's awesome.
So, what else do we want to talk about in spoilers? How about the ending? Obvious cliffhanger. Zero payoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. And then when Hugo fell off, the first thing that came to my mind was, oh, we finally get to see that scene from Liam Neeson from Buster Scruggs, the Ballad of Buster Scruggs, when he throws off.
Oh, God. Wow. I really appreciate that reference.
I was like, I finally get to see what happened here.
Good call. Yeah, that was pretty satisfying when he died because he sucked.
You were over him immediately. I was like, you're being a douche up here.
Yeah, what an idiot.
Dumb.
I had zero sympathy for that character. I was happy to see him go. Alita shouldn't have fallen in love with him in the first place. Shouldn't have been dependent on him.
Yo, she was a stage 5 clinger. She's like, take my heart.
Yeah,
and then you can go up to that heaven place.
That was the cringiest scene in a movie.
Yes, stage 5 is fuck.
Since what's his face from Fantastic Beasts
or Gary,
Oh my
Gary,
God.
Gary in Game Night 2.
His quivering lip, talking to that girl. I think I really like you.
Let's talk about Ed Skrein a little bit. He was one of the assassins who had that sword. The sword is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hold on, he had a fucking metal goatee.
Yes, he did, and a really long ponytail. I don't know. I thought he did a decent job in this. He's not really an A-list name. If I said Ed Skrein, you wouldn't think of him.
Wait, are you talking about the Mohawk guy?
No, you were right about the goatee.
He's got the goatee, but he also has like a really long.
Oh, he does. He does.
Bald, but he has a weird ponytail coming out of the.
Oh, okay.
The unworthy blade.
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty badass when she finally cuts his face off.
And then
yeah.
Yes, that was awesome, and I liked that she wielded it and it turned blue, like it was actually activated, like it was a super BAMF. What did you guys think of Blade Skipball, or whatever the fuck they called that
Motorball?
Blade Skipball.
You don't even know the rules of it. Like, what are they trying to do?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but she did in that when she played her first game and she pwned that fucking kid who was
that
shitty.
Kid sucked too.
That kid sucks too.
The action scenes, though, in the end when she's playing actual motorball, that was really well done.
That was a really good sequence.
I thought it was a cool sport, and it's definitely concussion protocol worthy. They didn't even wear helmets when they were on the streets. They were just like, that was some intense ass like action. As in, if you get your head,
it's old school rollerblade hockey.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you get like knocked over, which they were doing some aggressive hitting,
definitely.
Like your brains are going to get splattered everywhere if you're a human being.
Yeah,
no one was wearing helmets. That made me mad.
What else do we have to say about this?
All my notes have been taken.
So the whole world, what is it? The space land, Zalem.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Heaven, wherever they're trying to get to, this fucking area. Do we ever see it? We see the head guy that runs it for a minute in his like lab, it looked like, but like, how do you know what the fuck is up there?
You don't, and I think it's a definite MacGuffin that's, you think it's like heaven and you get up there and it's a shithole. Yeah. I think it's a total misdirect. So
they don't even explain it really.
No, not at all. And good for them for leaving a little bit of mystery, because I will say I probably out of some kind of morbid curiosity would go see a sequel for this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would, because it's probably going to be on our itinerary for 15 years from now.
But I guess the litmus test is, would you go see it if you didn't have to do it for the show?
No, because there was everyone was just fucking talking shit about this movie before it came out.
I don't really care about that. Like, critics say what they. I mean, it's got a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. It can't be doing that poorly from fans.
Yeah, but I wasn't interested enough to even care about it. And then when everyone just starts bashing it, that just doesn't appeal to me. So
we went because there was nothing else to see.
That's not true. I was kind of looking forward to this.
Didn't you say we unfortunately have to go see Alita. Like, you were trying to get out of going to see it. Okay.
7.6 out of 10 on IMDb.
That's a fair score.
21,000 ratings. I'd say, yeah, generally it's being well received.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer Connelly looked like a babe too, even with her little purple thing.
Yeah, she's
looking
she's
good.
a little bit older, but yeah, she looked great.
Darian has a pretty funny point. I love how James Cameron is super critical of everyone, but hasn't made a good film since I was in middle school.
What is
true.
that good film? Was it Avatar?
Avatar. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so lukewarm on Avatar. I could give a shit if they ever make another one of those.
I was literally curious at what movies James Cameron has actually even been.
Avatar is his
Well, I know Avatar.
His flag.
That was it. Is James Cameron, or am I getting these mixed up, from that one sitcom?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh my God, I don't.
Look it up and get back to us instead of you rambling incoherently. So that's our wrap up for Alita Battle Angel. Let's get into some of the recommendations for the week. I'm going to kick this off, and this is just to get to a different point, but I went and started to finish Kill or Be Killed, which we talked about forever ago. It's written by Ed Brubaker. It's a comic on a college kid in New York who sees a quote unquote demon. Maybe it's a demon, maybe it isn't. But basically he has to kill somebody once a month, or the demon comes back and makes him super sick and will kill him.
Yeah. So
he goes through this, I don't know, weighing whether or not he can be a vigilante and just kill bad people, whatever. It's kind of preachy at points. But I'm really talking about this to get to my actual point, which is I recommend libraries. There's a library across the street from me. They have a massive comic book and video game collection for rental.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of sick. And if you're tight on cash or just a cheapskate like me, go to your library. They have huge compendiums of comic books and stuff.
I feel awesome. Bad for the little kids that go into those sections and see you sitting on one of those tiny ass stools, your big 6'5" self just reading a fucking. You're like, hey.
Says the guy who sits in the handicap seats in a movie theater.
Hey, come check out this comic. This one's sick.
Sorry, I have great recommendations. Also, check out my podcast, you little kid.
Take a sticker.
Also, I want to talk about Umbrella Academy on Netflix. I started watching this. I haven't had a lot of time yet. It just dropped yesterday, but I'm going to get into this week and hopefully have a recommendation. Mark, what have you been watching, reading, whatever?
Doom Patrol came out. First episode, DC Universe. I am well aware a lot of people don't have this subscription service, but if you're a huge DC fan, I'm wearing a DC shirt right now.
Are there huge DC
Super
fans?
Nerd. There's some out there. I really recommend getting this subscription service for the shows. Titans, I thought was really well done.
Now it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix now, internationally though, right? Or is it on U.S. Netflix?
I have DC, so I haven't.
Okay, yeah.
For it.
But Doom Patrol, the first episode, I watched it. It was awesome. It was better than the first episode of Titans, which actually was probably one of the worst episodes they had.
Very slow.
Yeah, it was a slow episode, but I am super pumped up for the rest of this series. If you're not familiar with Doom Patrol, I would say they're pretty much misfit superheroes. It's a team of superheroes that they're kind of pissed off at the way they got their superpowers. They didn't want their superpowers initially. There's like Elastigirl. One guy's called Robot Man. A bunch of just superheroes you probably never heard of.
Okay, but let's get to the question that people actually want to know. How much is Brendan Fraser in this?
A lot.
Perfect.
He's one of the main focuses in this first episode.
Sold.
But yeah, they're kind of like the X-Men. They are led by this super smart guy in a wheelchair, and they don't want the powers that they have. They just have to deal with it, and they use it for good, obviously. But go check it out if you're interested in this kind of stuff. Doom Patrol on DC Universe.
Okay. Brick, what about you?
So, way off, by the way, before saying James Cameron was in this sitcom show.
I figured.
Step by Step. Remember that shit?
You thought James Cameron was Step by Step?
No, I thought there was a guy who had the similar name. Apparently not. My recommendation is Abducted in Plain Sight, Netflix documentary. That documentary is like fucked up. It just keeps being weirder and weirder and weirder until you're just like, what the fuck is going on? And I want this to be resolved. And then you're just like, well,
I can't in good conscience recommend this.
Did you watched it? Right?
I watched it.
And it was full of what the fuck moments, right?
It was bad enough that once I finished watching this, I went to The Punisher as a palate cleanser.
Wow.
Because I needed something that was less fucked up than this documentary.
Yep, that makes sense. Wholeheartedly makes sense.
I'm going to go watch it.
I honestly don't recommend it. It will make you feel so gross.
Really?
Yes, I needed a shower afterwards.
Products in plain sight. Check it out. Netflix.
All right, so that wraps up this show. I think this is a good time to talk about our newest sponsor.
Sick.
So we teased it last week, and since we are a movie podcast, we thought this made sense. If you're from the Chicago area, or you grew up around here, you know Family Video.
Yeah.
They're a better version of Blockbuster. Because
obviously, they're still around.
Blockbuster sucked. Family Video, I grew up with Family Video. I rented my first video games there. I remember calling incessantly, like every 20 minutes one night when I was trying to get Mortal Kombat 3. When it first came out, I was like, is it in yet? But anyways, Family Video has been nice enough to partner up with us. They sell used Blu-rays and DVDs for amazing prices. Like, I'm talking a used Blu-ray that usually sells for $30 for $7 on their website.
Let me talk about this a little bit too. So we have the whole finance business background. So my initial thought wasn't this a dying business? You had Blockbuster, all these video retail stores. I was surprised that there was something still like this out there, but Family Video actually does really well because they have amazing prices that they sell their Blu-rays for, and you can buy all this stuff online as well. You don't need to go into the store. They have great deals just going on their website. A lot of like buy two, get one free kind of stuff. But honestly, they've done really well in the last couple of years. I looked at some stuff online on Forbes and everything, but this business isn't going anywhere. And you'll see why if you go on their website and look at what they have to offer. So definitely go check them out. I'll let you finish up, Smithers. But if you want deals on Blu-rays, you have to check them out. Yeah,
please go through our link. It's thechumpcast.com/family video. So if you go through that, there's a listing of used Blu-rays and DVDs. It's all newer stuff. I saw like Skyscraper was on there, Venom was on there. Yep. So it's newer releases too. So it's if it's been out on Blu-ray for a couple of weeks, you're probably going to find what you're looking for. And obviously, if you're trying to build a collection, this is way cheaper than just going to Best Buy or some shit.
And one last thing, I'm a huge guy that does the Amazon price check, where if I see something, I'm like, let's see what it is on Amazon. I looked at a lot of the movies that they were selling on their website and looked them up on Amazon, and they were a good amount cheaper. That being a few dollars because they're so cheap, but still, they're selling $6-7 Blu-rays that you're going to be getting for like $15 for on Amazon. So yes.
So shout out Family Video.
Yes, Family Video. We are happy to work with you. Thanks for sponsoring us.
That's been episode 131. Thanks for tuning in. You can check us out. We have a Patreon if you want some early access and some little behind-the-scenes stuff. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at The Chumpcast. Call or text us at 847-920-6107. Until next time.
Chumps out, motherfuckers.